Fancy meeting you here. Thanks for stopping by. Actually, this is fortuitous because I have something important that I want to tell you. So, yeah, take a seat. It's been a minute. It's been a little while since you saw me. Well, you might have seen me on Passover, last Passover, because we streamed a video. But other than that, I have not been able to do a whole lot of online ministry. And there's a number of reasons for that. But one of those reasons, one of the big reasons, is because I've been doing more in-person ministry, local ministry. And that came about because Amanda and I ended up leaving the church that we were going to. It was called Messiah Cod, and that the leader there, unfortunately, just wasn't able to continue on doing that. And so the congregation kind of morphed, but before it became what it is now, Amanda and I left. And another number of other families left as well. And then we were kind of just floating out there, doing our own thing for a little while. And then some folks who had been previously at Messiah Cod reached out to me and asked me if I would help to lead a new little house church, a home fellowship. And I agreed to that. And as things turned out, I ended up being the lead elder of this new congregation called Disciples of Yeshua Congregation. And it was just a little home fellowship for a while. And then we lost the place that we were meeting. One of our elders retired. We had two other elders besides myself for the first, year and a half. And then elder retired. We were no longer able to meet at the place that he was at. And so we went on break, and we were on break for a little while. But we recently restarted it. And where is this going? I know you're like, why are you telling me this? Well, first of all, because I want you to know some of my time has been going into that, and I haven't been able to put that time into online videos and blogs and podcasts and all that stuff. But more importantly, we're about to start live streaming services. And so what we're doing is we're going to start right here. We're going to start on Watchman Alexander's channel, and we're going to take advantage of the fact that some of you guys have been waiting for more from me, and I've had people asking how I'm doing and whether or not I'm coming back and all these things. And I really do want to be able to provide more content and talk about Scripture and love on God with you guys. So I'm really looking forward to streaming our Saturday morning services. So we meet Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. The live stream, however, is not going to start until probably, we're probably going to schedule it for 11. And it's just like a Bible study. It's not going to be, sometimes it's going to be me doing sermons, but most of the time it's going to be a Bible study. And we're going to start off talking about something that I have waited a long time to really put emphasis on. But I think now is the time. The Lord has released me to be able to really put more focus on it. So this channel has traditionally been about eschatology, about the study of end times and end things. And it's going to continue to be that. But the plan is we're going to start with another topic, live streaming Disciples of Yeshua Congregation, or DOYC as we call it for short, streaming those services for probably about a dozen weeks. And then after that, it's all going to move to Rumble, which is where the DOYC channel is going to be. It's not going to be on YouTube, because YouTube is not dedicated to free speech. And I can't say what I want to say here all the time. So, in fact, Watchman Alexander is probably going to move over to Rumble too. But for right now, it's going to stay where it is. But DOYC is going to be on that other platform. And we're just going to copy over the live streams from here to there. But after the initial 12 or so live streams, then it's all going to be on Rumble from that point out. I'm doing that because I want to invite you guys in to this new thing that I'm doing. Because I don't have time, unfortunately, to do a bunch of eschatology teachings here on YouTube. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about a whole range of subjects during our services. Sometimes it will be end times, and sometimes it will be ancient past stuff. But it's going to be everything about living as a Hebrew Christian. And so that's really going to be the topic that we explore over the next 12 or so weeks, is what does it mean to be a Hebrew Christian, and why should we be whole Bible people? There have been a few guys that I highly respected that preferred that term, whole Bible Christians or whole Bible believers, and I like it too, because we do want to try and do everything that God has said throughout all of Scripture as it applies to us. And unfortunately, well, let me just say this. A lot of you guys out there are proud to be Protestant, are happy to be part of the Protestant movement, where we have separated ourselves somewhat from what the Roman Catholic Church was doing, and tried to get things doctrinally better than they were before. We understand the value in reforming, in taking a look at what is wrong, and in making adjustments, changing course where we need to change course. And that doesn't stop just because there was a big movement in the past and a lot of things did get sussed out. That doesn't mean everything is right, and that we don't need to reevaluate and to test all things. I mean, that's what Scripture tells us, right? Test all things. That's an ongoing process. So we want to do that, and I invite you to do that with us as we question Christian doctrine in general. Now, don't run away because I said that. There are good reasons why there is another Reformation happening. And we're not talking about reforming away from Christianity, okay? We love Yeshua, Christ. We love the Son of God, and He's the focus of everything. He's the focus of Scripture. He's supposed to be the focus of our lives. He's the King of all creation, and so He is the focal point and the unchanging thing that we can count on. But how exactly we walk out our Christian walk is a question that we need to be exploring. We need to do Bible things in Bible ways, as Pastor Jim Staley would say. And so, in order to bring more people to an understanding of what that means and what that looks like, we're going to go through a book called The Truth, Reformation 2.0. Now, I don't know how much we're going to be able to actually read from the book. I'm trying to get permission right now from the author to be able to actually go through it live during our broadcasts. But nonetheless, we're going to use it as a guide, even if we can't read from it during the broadcast. We're going to read it ahead of time. We're going to use it as a guide for our discussions during the broadcasts. And I think you're going to love this book if you love truth. If you love getting at truth, this is going to be really helpful because it goes step by step through the misunderstandings and the contradictions within modern day Christianity, and it explains why we need to reform more. So Reformation 2.0 is the subtitle of the book. The reason it's called Truth is because the author and his wife did a documentary a number of years ago, a pretty well-known documentary called The Way. And so this was a follow-up to that called The Truth. And I imagine if they do something next, it's going to be called The Life, The Way, The Truth, The Life. But the important part, I think, there is the subtitle, Reformation 2.0. We got some things to fix. If you don't believe me, if you're like, Alex, no, you're trying to talk to me about Hebrew roots and I'm not having it. Look, brothers and sisters, I know you want to be good Bereans because that's what the word calls you to be. People who don't take things for granted, don't make assumptions, who test everything and make sure that they're on the right track. And the Lord led me to reevaluate years ago, and I've been surprised at how hard it has been to get other people to do that. But I think having a resource like this book that we're going to go through is going to help, because it's not going to just be, me giving tidbits here and there. It's a more comprehensive way of tackling this subject, and it's detailed, and the questions that you have are going to get answered. And I think if you'll just put your suspicions and your biases on hold for a little while and go through this with us, you're going to have your eyes open. You're going to start to see things differently. And trust me, there's a blessing in that. You're going to become a more set apart person. You're going to become more of what you're supposed to be, which is Christ-like. You're going to look more like Him in the way that you do your life. And there's a lot of things in Scripture that don't make sense, that really just don't compute unless you have a Hebrew Christian perspective. So there you go. That's your invitation and or your challenge, depending on where you're coming from. And I really hope that you'll join me. So again, Saturday mornings, 11 o'clock, from 11 to 12, we'll be live streaming. There will be a live chat, so if you have questions, you can ask them during the service, and there will be a part of the service where we tackle some of those questions. Might not be able to get to all of them, depending on how many viewers there are, but we're going to try our best to tackle the ones that seem most pertinent. And yeah, you're just going to get to meet some of my friends and my church family here. I don't really like the word church, to be honest. We're a synagogue, is what I would call us, more than a church, because I don't like the origins of that word, but whatever. You're going to get to meet some of the family that I have here locally. And I think, and Terry will be there. You guys already know Terry because he's been co-hosting with me. So yeah, you're gonna hear from more than just me. There's gonna be a lot of different perspectives there. It is a small group, a really small group right now, because after we went on break, when we came back, we basically had to start over. Like, we lost most of our people for various reasons. They just dissipated. So we're very small now, but that's okay. It's fine for this kind of setting. You know, this venue that we're establishing here. We don't need a bunch of people. We need a small group. So we're leveraging that, and I think you're going to like this little group. And then hopefully you can join us from week to week, and we become a bigger family virtually. And then who knows? Maybe the congregation grows. I don't have expectations. I'm not, really working hard, pushing hard in my own effort towards making this congregation anything other than what it is right now. If that happens, great. If not, great. It's the Lord's. It's for Him to do whatever He wants with it. But my family needs a place to be meeting on the Sabbaths, because we're told to. Sabbath is a day of congregation and convocation. So we're going to talk about that during our study, our multi-week study. And so that's why we're meeting Saturday mornings. And it's an important thing for my family to have this, regardless of how many people there are. Even if it's never more than a few families, that satisfies that commandment that we gather with others and worship the Lord on that day. So I'm excited to maybe bring more people into this virtually. If you live locally and you want to come visit us, absolutely, please come visit us. We would love to have you show up in person. We're in the Central Texas area. We're in Round Rock. So if you're anywhere in the Austin or Killeen, Temple, Leander, Hutto, Taylor area, then please come visit us. I'm going to put the links to our social media pages and the link to our website below this video. And on the website, there's a map. But yeah, come visit us in person if you can. What else do I need to say? Enough out of me. Thanks for listening, and really hope to see you soon. All right, bye.